Hello, hi, nice to meet you all, guys. Thank you for joining our webinar today. So today's topic is going to be about optimizing the management of your field staff. Maybe we can wait like 1 or 2 more minutes because we're waiting for more people, and then we will start. All right, so maybe we can begin now and the rest will join us, or of course this webinar will be recorded so you can have access of it and look at it later. And if you have, of course, any questions, do not hesitate to ask them in the chat. I will respond to what I can, and no worries, at the end I will respond to all the questions that you have had today. So nice to meet you. So my name is Vincent Persson. I am an international sales developer here at Stilog. So it has been now 2 years that I'm working for that company. To give you a little bit more information about Stilog, so Stilog is a French company with an international background. We are present in France with visual planning, our main product, but also we have one subsidiary in the US that deals with the American market. So what is it about visual planning? It's our own product developed here internally in France, and we have also one other activity in the south of France that deals with specific development. What you need to know about our 2 activities is that they are custom made and we adapted to the customer needs and requirements. Stilog, it's a company that exists till 1991, but it has been now more than 30 years that we are on the scheduling market, and we have a lot of experience in that topic. Today, visual planning is about more than 2,000 users all around the globe, and as you can see here, you will have some, names of our customers that are chosen visual planning to enhance their productivity. So what is going to be today's agenda? So today we'll discuss a little bit about the context, about why it's important to have a good tool to manage your field staff. Then we'll go through the demo. I will discuss with you about 2 case studies, and in the end we will conclude, and it's going to be question time. So what is most important about challenge? What are the most important challenges in managing your employees? When you are sending them on the field, most of the time, maybe you're using an Excel sheet to schedule your own activities or whatever tool, and they lack customer data information. So the tool is not centralized and you lack information. Also, it will pinpoint to another problem, which is lacking of real-time information and data. You cannot send, for example, to your field team any updates about an intervention that has been maybe canceled or will be updated. And last but not least, you will also lack maybe from service tracking real-time information. Once your workers have done their job, you do not know if the intervention has been completed, if there is any issues occurring. So that's why it's really important to have a good tool. And of course, your team may lack also customer details, emails, phone number. For example, they are lost and they cannot find a way. It's important for them to have the data of your customers in one tool. So why is it so important to manage field employees? First of all, it will improve your productivity because you will have everything in real time. It will facilitate, of course, the data management of your team. You will be able to effectively plan and schedule the routes in order to enhance the customer satisfaction. And we all know that the key element in the end on all job is to have the customer satisfied. And last but not least, having one tool for all of your team, the back office team and the front office team, will facilitate the communication between users and you will gain a lot of time. So how to plan, optimize, and track your operational team? We will see that in a while with visual planning. First of all, I would like to introduce briefly to you what is visual planning, what is our solution. So visual planning, you have to imagine it as an empty box. Like in the beginning, there is nothing inside, and based on your requirements and business processes, we will build a solution that is dedicated to your need, that is really easy to use, like with a user-friendly interface. We will see that in a while, with a real-time synchronization and scheduling. So whenever you will schedule an activity or an event, it will appear on your planner, 100% customizable, as I told you, can be multi-device support. So today, our demo will be about VP Desk, the PC users. for the back office team, and VPGo, the mobile app for the front office team. And just for your information, VP Portal, it's a web page that you can use for connecting yourself with a PC or a tablet for light use of visual planning. Last but not least, visual planning can be integrated with our tools, with the APIs, or via our native features, if you have, for example, an ERP system that stores all the intervention that you need to do. And last but not least, you can have the choice to install either visual planning on cloud or on-premise, depending on the constraint that you will have. So right now, let's go through the demo. So on that presentation, I will be connected as an admin, meaning that I will have all the rights and all the permissions to use visual planning. Later, you will be able to define some user group management and restrain, for example, some access or some data to your team. What you're seeing here right now, it's called the dashboard. So the dashboard, it's like the welcoming page of visual planning, where you can get, for example, key indicators about the services that will be done this month by your member of staff, the number of people that will be absent this month, also with maybe the reason why they're absent. You can have in the to-do list all the services that you need to provide for the month, the week, the date. This also can be customized regarding the period, and your shortcuts to your favorite display. It is on these favorite displays that you will be able, for the back office team, to schedule your different activities and intervention. So how this webinar will take place? First of all, I will put myself in the place of a back office member, where I will be able to schedule my different activities, and then I will be like a front office user with the mobile phone and VPGo. So let's start about how you will be able to schedule different activities in visual planning. So on my display, you will see several windows. The first window here on the top, it's about the planning view, where you will be able to schedule the different activities on your customers. And if you double click inside a customer, you will be able to see some information that are relevant to you: the client name, phone number, email address, zip code, city, and much more information. You can add as many information as necessary for you to have all the data centralized. Also, we keep an history of all the intervention that has been performed with your customers in visual planning, for you to have like a follow-up and check back in time what have been done by your team and what were the purposes of all your interventions. And to create a new customer, it's really easy. With a right plus, you can create, for example, a test customer, where you will be able again here to schedule your different activities. On the right side here, you are seeing some different services that you are able to schedule and drag and drop. Below, they are associated with some statuses: to prepare, in progress, completed, or to invoice. And we can of course add as many statuses or services that are necessary for you. Below, we have here a Kanban view that helps you in a single eye to see all the progress of all your interventions per month, with the different steps: to prepare, progress, completed, to invoice. And we have, of course, several other views in visual planning to help you, have the data visible in another way. For example, we can have like a kind of to-do list, where you will be able to see all the intervention that you need to do. And last but not least, a map view for you to have a clear picture of where you need to send your staff. So right now, how does it work with visual planning to schedule an activity or a service? Simply, it's a drag and drop solution, so really easy to use. You will drag and drop, for example, a troubleshooting activity on the customer due violeta on the day and time that is required. Visual planning will open here that window, where you will be able to select a member of your staff. With visual planning, we will get strong filtering possibilities for you to allocate the best member of the team for the right intervention. So for example, we can filter them by their belonging to one department to another. And if you click on that button here, visual planning will display to you only the member of your staff that are not absent or already working on another service, for you to avoid double booking activities and gain time in your scheduling. So for example, we will take Domo that fits our need. Here, these windows will open with the recap of the field service that you need to prepare. So you have the back office team, you can modify and say that it was, for example, at the customer expense, the customer was informed by email. You can write down some specific instructions. So it's going to be a troubleshooting and you need to repair maybe 2 machines. And these information will be visible in VPGo, and we will see that in a while. And when I click on OK, my new service has been created on the day that was necessary to do. In visual planning here right now, I am scheduling activities per day, but if we want, we will be able to change the scale of the planner. So let me show it to you. For example, if a weekly scale is more convenient to you, we can go for a weekly scale and we can arrange the scale of the planner for you. We can also schedule per hours activity, whatever. It's really up to you to tell us what will be the right scale for your activities. And right now, we are currently scheduling per day. And all the data in visual planning, they are centralized. So as you can see here, I have the status to prepare. And if I know that this activity will be done today, I can change that on my Kanban view, and automatically the color will be updated and the status will be updated. Here again, as a back office team, you can get an access maybe to a more HR view, where you will see the agenda of your team for the month, and you will be able, as the same way, have schedule a service, schedule absences, sick leaves, and so on and so forth, with again a drag and drop. So for example, I will drag and drop an activity, a paid leave for today until the end of the week. That is requested, and I, as a back office, scheduling members, I can either accept or reject that request. And as you can see in visual planning, we will get indicators for you for the follow-up about how many days this person was absent this month, how many days he will be free today. And below we have also an indicator which is called a workload indicator that will allow you to have the visibility of the load of your staff. And here, again, in visual planning, if you want, we can display that workload indicator for all your members of your staff, and the information displayed will give you in a single shot who is available and who is not. The one with 100%, for example, Eileen, means that she is fully loaded for that time and she cannot take any more loads. And the one with 0% means that they're free for this day and they can take a service to do. And by sharing the load, you will make also your team happy because they won't feel the pain of being overloaded for a day or a moment. So that's why it's really important also to have such kind of indicators. And the same way I showed you for the customer, we can have also an history for all your member of this team with the services they have provided this month, their current skill set, and they can improve, of course, with the right training. So right now, I was a member of the back office team, and I will go in my seat of now a field service team, and we will see the interaction with visual planning in the back office. So right now, I will connect again as an admin. So I will be able to see everything in visual planning, but I will be, let's say, as a field staff member. So I will open my agenda with my finger. Actually, it's only on the mobile phone. And you will see that the days that are circled with a dark rectangle means that you have an intervention to provide today. Let's take today's date. You will see that you have several people that will be involved in an intervention. Let's take the first one. Here you will get the customer information, the name of the company, the phone number, and if you need to call them, you can directly call them from visual planning. Same way for an email, you can send them an email via our platform. You can have the mobile phone with the address, and if you click on the map, it will also open Google Maps or Here We Go. If you're lost, you can be directly connected and go back again to VPGo once you are find the way. So this was one way of seeing the customer information. And right now, let's go to the service information. So on visual planning, you will get, as I explained, all the data centralized in one tool. So you will see again the start date, the end date, the name of the employee, the name of the field service that you need to provide today, the status. So once you have done something, you will be able to change the status of that intervention, make the customer sign once it's over, and validate your field service trip. As you can see, the color here has been updated. And if I come back to my presentation, so it was a commissioning activity, you will see the new signature of the customer and the status has been updated right now. So it's a real-time synchronization that will help both teams to gain a lot of times while they're scheduling and doing their activities. If I come back again to VP-Go, you can also filter on VP-Go the different activities that you would like to see. So right now I was seeing only the services that are needed to be provided, but if I filter them, I will only see now the HR activities, where you will be able to see your own holidays, and you will know that you will be on holidays from the 22nd until the 30th of June, and your paid leave has been accepted on VP-Go. Also on visual planning, directly from the mobile phone, you will be able to create a service. Directly, you will be able to select yourself as an employee, select the type of service that you need to do, the name of the customer, and validate. And your new service has been created, and you will be by yourself able to do that service. Let's take, for example, the example of a customer calling you, and you can optimize that route because you are nearby. You will be able to just create directly that service on VP-Go. Oh, here, as you can see, I have a pop-up alert that is displaying. Why do I get this pop-up alert? It's because maybe that employee is already working or absent. So if I want to continue, I will get a double booking activity, and you can adjust, of course, that double booking activities once you will be at the back office. So if I say yes, my activity here is now created on my mobile phone. And again, if I refresh here on visual planning, I will get my second activity here created again for Amir. So in visual planning, VP Desk, VP Portal, that I did not explain, I did not show you, and VP-Go are centralized and synchronized both ways. It's two working ways. And once your team has done their job, if you go back, you will get some reports and statistics about the job that has been performed by your team this month for you to analyze such data and take maybe relevant actions. For example, you can get reports about the number of services provided by technician per month, the type of interventions that you have been doing, for this month, who was the most absent today for you to take relevant action in the end. Reports can be, exported when they are on the kind of Excel format here. We cannot export reports on that part, but you can have, for example, a Power BI or rewrite them on Excel. This was about VP-Go and VP Desk as a back office team. So let's cut back to our presentation where we have here some benefits of our customers that they express to us thanks to visual planning. So they save time. Why? Because visual planning have prevented them to making errors in their scheduling by having relevant alerts, for example, the pop-up alert that I have just had, or the relevant KPIs. They have been able to save a lot of times. They also gain consistency and traceability because everything in the software is stored. So you will know who has done what, at what time, at what moment. They have mitigated their risk and errors because of the rights and permissions of visual planning, meaning that you cannot, for example, create or delete a customer information because you will not be allowed to do it. And in the end, we all know that time is money. So when you gain time, you gain a lot of money. I would like now to introduce you about two case studies. So the first one is about SNCF. So SNCF, it's the French railway company. So they have been using visual planning since 2016. So it has been now more than 7 years right now, and they're using visual planning to schedule the different activities that they have with their human and material resources to schedule the field service operation. So they have more than 50 users, both on the back office team and front office team. And as you can read on our on this presentation, they have been able, to transform their business and optimize their activities. The second, case study I wanted to talk about with you, it's about Keolis. Keolis, it's a transport operator in France and worldwide also, and they have been using visual planning for 12 years right now to manage, again, HR activities such as holidays, sick leaves, and training. And also for their field service team, they are sending them to inspect the roads and the bus that they have. So they have been able to schedule with visual planning the task, to register on visual planning the kind of problem that they have, and optimize their routes with the map field. And again, they have also KPIs for them, to analyze their activities. And now it's question time. So I have seen on the chat that we have received some questions, so I will select some of them as I explained to you, and the rest of them will be addressed after that presentation. No worries that you will get an access to that webinar recording, and of course with your questions that you have asked, with the response from us. So the first question that I get was about, is it possible to use the mobile app offline? So yes, it's possible with visual planning to have the mobile app offline, only for users that have a named license. So let me explain a little bit. In visual planning, we have two types of licenses, either a named license dedicated to one user only, or floating licenses that are dedicated for several users. They get their own ID and passwords, but it's only possible to have the offline mode with a named license. The second question that I got is about, is it possible to allocate multiple employees on an intervention? So yes, it's possible. On today's webinar, it was only about one intervention, one person. But it's possible to have multiple, employees that will be allocated at different times of that intervention. And that also links me to another question that is quite related. Can we allocate material and equipment? So my answer is yes. We can, allocate all kind of resources that you will have in visual planning: cranes, buses, vehicles, laptops, whatever resource that is needed, you can schedule them in visual planning. And the last question that I will answer, because maybe time is flying a little bit, so is it about, can we upload several attachments on visual planning? So in visual planning, you can upload PDF documents, email exchange, you can even take pictures with the mobile phone, and all of these attachments will be stored inside visual planning for you to have them 3 years back in time, or have a look at them right now today. And let me see on the chat if I have other questions here. So about the question that was sent in the chat about, you have seen on our website that there are 7 different solutions in visual planning. If you purchase a license, the platform contains the several modules. So since visual planning, it's a scheduling tool that is 100% customizable, you do not need to buy modules. Visual planning do not work with modules. It's only how we will set up the platform for you to schedule your activities. So here on that presentation, I was speaking about field service, but as you can see, it was also combined with HR management, for example. So in visual planning, based on your needs and requirements, we will build up a solution dedicated for your needs. And with one license, you will get the full overview of what you want in visual planning. How do we work in visual planning? If you decide to work with us in visual planning, we will require from you a document or whatever for you to express your needs. The most important part in visual planning is what are your needs, and based on that you will get the platform dedicated for you. Well, I believe there are no more questions right now. Yes, what can be done in terms of online collaboration, and what can you provide for the front-end services? For the last question that I received today, would you be more specific, because it's quite not clear about what can you provide for the front-end services? Do you have specific, needs that should be addressed? Can you please tell me a little bit more? And no worries, you can still address that question on the chat, and I will respond to it in the end. Well, no worries about that last question. You will get an answer from us, rest assured. Thank you very much for joining that webinar. It was a pleasure for me to have you today. If you are interested in discovering more about visual planning, do not hesitate to book a more customized demo about your needs, so you can be able to express what you want to a sales guy also. So here you can get our coordinates. You can contact us via our email address, sales@stilog.com, or you can still call us to our phone number. And you can, of course, have a look to our website, visualplanning.com, where you can find more information about our software. And thank you very much, gentlemen and ladies, for being here today. It was, again, a pleasure.